Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Libby from Meister Tarot. Good morning to you all. Just tossing up what deck to start with today. What I'm going to have a look at, there's a few topics I want to tackle this week. The topics today might actually end up going over today, and then I'll have a further look tomorrow in anything that's left over. But I want to have a look at the January the 6th. It's live showings, as if the summaries and the witnesses and stuff going on to live television. That's happening 9th of June. Want to have a look and see whether that will have any effect. Will the DoJ pursue any of the contempt charges for the no-shows, for example, Navarro and Scavino? Want to have a quick look at Liz Cheney at some stage, see how this is affecting her. Kavanaugh with his SCOTUS. I have seen Kavanaugh being removed or being forced to walk away from the SCOTUS at some stage within the next 12 months, but I'll check on that again with the Roe versus Wade and the protesting outside of his house. The rejection of Trump nominees in several states, and how's that going, etc., etc. So I had someone ask me this morning, well, they didn't ask me, they were venting their frustration at the fact that the DOJ is not, doesn't appear to be pursuing the contempt of court charges. These were voted on in the House, the US Federal House, on the 6th, I believe 6th of April. Oh gosh, whenever we start talking about January the 6th and Trump, etc., this card always flies out at me. So apparently 6th of April, it was voted on by the House that the Navarro and Scavino will be held in contempt of Congress. They were claiming that they had an executive privilege that had been given to them by President Trump, but Trump was no longer president at that stage and could not give them executive privilege. So that has been declared as null and void, that particular claim. And so what's happened is these two guys were Trump advisors, and what has happened is that these contempt charges have been forwarded to the DOJ and the District Attorney of Columbia to be upheld. So want to have a look to see whether the contempt charges will actually be prosecuted. Now, I gather it leads to a fine of $100,000 and a few years in jail. So I'll be interested to see whether it'll be upheld. Now, I'm not getting the feeling that it's the DOJ that's going to do it, and I think that's why Merrick Garland hasn't taken any action yet. So I'll have a quick look, an overall, and then I might narrow it down to DOJ or the Columbia District Attorney as to which one will actually do the prosecution. So there is something to be revealed, and then look who's on the bottom. So, says a lot about the energies at the moment. Okay, will the contempt of Congress, that one flew out at me, which means that they are working together on it. They are. There is a January the 6th DOJ, Columbia, District Attorney General, but will at some stage, in any form, these contempt charges, flinging out at me everywhere. Yes, it will be. Legal system, which will lead to, and these three flew out. When it happens, it'll happen very quickly. It will go back on to what happened in the past, and it will be a complete and utter downfall. However, please, Meister, the full story, please. I'll do an extended Celtic cross especially in regards, so we're looking at Navarro and Scavino. They're the two that have actually been upheld as being in contempt of Congress. Will the contempt in Congress charges against these two be upheld in any form at any stage by any legal department? Will the contempt of Congress charges be upheld against Navarro and Scavino? Now, I do apologise if my accent is wrong on that. Will the contempt of Congress charges be upheld? Big yes. New beginning. Very much a yes. New beginning. It is being looked into. They're following the money trail at the moment. That's what I'm being told. It's all linked to Trump.org. Okay. All linked to Trump.org. Which it's and loss and an offer being made. Okay. Sorry, I've got dog hair on there. I'll just clear away dog hair. My house is full of dog hair. I'm getting the feeling that it's all intertwined and incestuous, and that how do I word this? That these two, because I got the Trump.org card, and I'm very much feeling a lot of what the DoJ is information they have, they're holding back because of the State Department of New York case that's going through. It's just a tangled mess. I'm just seeing this pit of vipers all intertwined, and a desperate snake catcher with his hook trying to sort them out. But okay, at any time in the future, by any legal system, will Navarro and Scavino be charged with contempt of Congress? Will they be charged with contempt of Congress? Will they be charged with contempt of Congress, Master? Please tell me. Please tell me. Ooh. Will they be charged with contempt of Congress? Right, finally we got there. Let's have a look. He does like to make sure they're well shuffled. Okay, so we've got the truth is moving on to a calmer time. Okay. Crossed by things seeming... Sorry, I'll just move that back slightly. Things seem to be paused at the moment. So the truth is moving forward. It is there. It is moving on. It is secure on this boat. But at the moment, it is paused. It is stopped. And I think it's because of this tangled mess of snakes. At the base, they have reaping what they sow financially. So this also comes down to what I said before. They're following the powers that be are following the money trail. In the past, there were plans that were being made. They had choices to make. There were messages that they put out there on the world stage. This is the past. It's only a 2. It's not a huge card, but I'm seeing that in regards to... Okay, thank you, Master. Oh, we have an agreement that he tells me during a reading instead of afterwards, but sometimes he interrupts. Okay, what it is that the legal system has been looking on the world stage of what occurred in regards to this and the messages that were put out by these guys. At the top, the Empress. Oh, Mother Russia. It all seems to lead back to Russia. Very much they're following this money trail at the moment. The powers that be, there is investigation going on. Internal influences. Now, I often get this round the wrong way. However, because it's the way I think, it's the way Meister puts the cards out. The internal influences, they think that they are somewhat protected and secured, but the external influences is the lawmakers here. They're not going to, and if you look at the face of this, it's determination. These are the lawmakers. They are inspiring lawmakers who are very much making it known what is what, and the decisions being made. So I'm getting the feeling of this. This is the internal. They're hunkering down under this canopy. So Navarro and Scavino are just hunkering down under this canopy, hoping it'll pass them by, but the lawmakers are watching them very carefully. They are aware. Hopes and fears. 'Tis a hope, it is also a fear. These two, Navarro and Scavino, they're really anxious. They don't know what paths are being investigated. They know what paths they took, but they don't know what is coming out in the system. But this is also the anxiety of the US voter. They want action on this. I keep saying patience, grasshoppers, but I know that's wearing thin. But they are actually under a lot of anxiety in regards to this investigation, which is linking this money and their plans back to Russia. Okay, another major arcana of what? So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in these 4 positions here. Things are paused while this investigation is taking different paths at the moment. At the moment, they're investigating links back to Russia in regards to these, but it's also very intertwined in the Trump investigations as well. But we have this magician here. He is manifesting possibilities. Now, it is manifesting ing possibilities with an S. So this comes back to the many paths that the investigation into these two alone are leading down. But this magician has all the tools at his disposal. He has the wand, the cup, the pentacle, the sword. So this is the DoJ with their many tools looking into whenever I talk about Trump or any of his cronies or any of his family and Putin, birds of a feather, those lot, this card always comes up. This is about deception, betrayal, stealing what does not belong to you, corruption, you name it. It's all the nasty, all the nasties. And this is very much also about stealing of the truth. Comes back to the wild claims that the election was stolen, but the truth will come out. Please, patience. The truth will come out. And I know it feels like it's been forever. It feels like forever from over here. And what's happening is the delay is emboldening those in the US emboldening those who took the action or who superficially see this action that these took. But rest assured, it is being investigated and the truth will come out in regards to this, the lies and deceit and betrayal and thievery, etc. Still going. This is about domestic and financial security, new emotional beginning. So we've got the two, and it is also, this is the overflowing of emotion, and I'm feeling it from you guys in the US, that your emotion is overflowing in regards to this. You just want an answer, but rest assured they are working behind the scenes and they will bring this most powerful card in the deck. They will bring this to a culmination where all will be revealed. All will be revealed. Base of the pack, we have Merrick Garland, but also all the legal systems. They are investigating the contracts and agreements. Now I do apologise because I've just turned up a card here. This one is about restriction. So this is what Navarro and Scavino fear is jail. This is very much about the truth putting them in jail, because I have the investigators. They're working behind the scenes, making agreements, talking to people, contracts are coming to light, there are very important messages being brought forward. These two and others are under extreme anxiety that their sabotage, deception, betrayal will be exposed, and we're heading for a new beginning where things that are hidden will come to light, and it will rebalance the US democracy system. Patience, grasshoppers. Patience, patience, patience. Put out the positive thoughts for this all to happen. It is going to happen. There are secrets, there are things that are going to be revealed in regards to these smug merchants that is going to lead to a new beginning. At the moment they are tossing up, but the investigation, if you have a look at these three cards, these are very much my three cards for the dark money. They are investigating the money laundering, the dark money, the Russian money. When I say they, I'm talking about, you've got the DOJ, you've got the Columbia District Attorney General, you've got the New York State Department, you've got whoever else is entwined in this, the January 6th Commission. They are investigating these agreements of money laundering and dark money. There is going to be, they're going to have to put up a defence about it, but they are actually getting battle-weary, Navarro and Scavino, because they're so anxious about it all. But karma will come and bite them on the bum in regards to the legal and political system. So it will happen. Oh, we have a there was an advert in Australia and New Zealand a long time ago for a particular shampoo and conditioner with a famous New Zealand model who ended up marrying Rod Stewart at one stage there, called Rachel Hunter. And the tagline for the ad was, "It won't hippen overnight, but it will hippen," which is my very bad Kiwi accent because I haven't lived there in 30-something years. But yes, it won't happen overnight. It won't happen. I know it's been, okay, put it this way. Right, yes, Maestro, I will explain it. I know it's been year and a half. Is it year and a half? Yes, year and a half since all this was. But you had, if you think about Merrick Garland, first of all, he had to clean out the DOJ of the Trumpsters, which were stacked and packed in there, the pro-Trump supporters in the DOJ, because he couldn't afford any leaks, he couldn't afford any tarnishing of evidence, he couldn't afford any deliberately laid red herrings, etc. So he had to clean it out. Now, he wasn't put into position until, was it March or April of 2021? It was quite late. So he's only been in the position for 12 months. In that time, he's had to sort out, get rid of the Trumpsters, because you'll notice that there are no leaks out of the DOJ. It's not that they're not doing anything, it's just he's running a tight ship, and he's running the DOJ in an old style legal way, in that you did not blab, you didn't tell who you were prosecuting, you didn't tell them what you were planning on doing before you did it, you didn't give them opportunities to set traps and divert and wheedle their way out. So he's running a tight ship. But when you think about the amount of information that's come in, he's not only dealing with the January the 6th, he's dealing with the fraud, he's dealing with the, because you've got Trump calling particular states about the fraud. He's dealing with the stealing of the documents from the White House. He's dealing with, on the side, with the inauguration fraud. Like you name it. He's got so much. He's also looking into the money laundering, the dark money that come in for donations, etc. So he's got this. So I've got Russia, an inevitable ending. He is two major arcana. Take note. He is looking into it, and he has to, or his team has to follow every single lead, no matter where it leads, to its conclusion, and then decide whether it's actually evidence or not. So we did get used to. So he's only been there for 12 months. So it will happen. It will happen, and we will. And this is on the bottom now. We will come back to a rebalancing of the United States. But he's been in the role for 12 months, enormous amount of work on his plate. And I know it feels like forever, because this was going on, we've known about all this stuff for 6 years, but he's only had it on his plate for 12 months. And we did get used to 5 or 6 years of the Trump era and pre-Trump era and slightly post-Trump era of leaking like a sieve, information coming out everywhere, or you'd have the lawyers, Barr and Giuliani, etc., standing up and telling the world what they were looking into and what evidence they had, etc. That's not how a legal system is supposed to work. So I'll hop off my soapbox now, but I am please begging you not to lose the faith, keep the positivity happening. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Okay, now next what I want to have a look at is the January the 6th live. Now you can actually, this is what I've got here alone is going to take me 2 days, so today and tomorrow. January 6th live, you can actually watch the January 6th Commission now on a specific website. If you just put in January 6th live in your search engine, it will come up, and I think it is a website. It is a government website called January the 6th or something like that. And when the commission is actually sitting, and you can find out the agenda for when they're sitting, you can actually watch the process live. However, the big one is at this stage, on the 9th of June, the January 6th Commission will go into summarising and key witness stage, I believe. And that's the stuff that's going to be broadcast on commercial television. So I just want to have a look as to, I'll just spot decks. So that was my Universal Golden Tarot. I'm now using my Mystical Manga cards. Will the January 6th Commission actually be broadcast live on commercial television on and after the 9th of June? Will it go ahead? Will the January 6th Commission summary broadcast? Boy, they've got so much information. So much information. I'm just feeling someone walking along with reams of paper in there. It's almost like a cartoon figure staggering along. There is so much information that needs to be sifted and sorted. Will the live summary broadcast go ahead on June the 9th? Will the live summary broadcast go ahead on June the 9th? will the live summary broadcast go ahead on June the 9th? Oh, do I have my deck upside down? Yes, I do. Yeah, yes it will. Very much so. Star of hope, restoration, respite. This is the beginning of the restoration of the trust in democracy in the US. Oh, 2 major arcana. Boy, it's going to be a powerful experience. 3 major arcana. Take note, where there will be everything will be out in the open. Full illumination on behalf of the voter. Yes, 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 on behalf of the voter. Base of the pack, there is things that are hidden that is going to be revealed in regards to the giving and receiving of money and the lies and deceit. The lies, deceit, betrayal, sabotage, etc. This is my January the 6th steal the election card. So yeah, yes, 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 on behalf of the voter, it's going to be exposed what has been hidden, the hidden agenda, the secrets, the giving and receiving of help, not necessarily money, but of help, of those that literally betrayed the US. Okay, so yeah, it is going to go ahead. Will the live broadcast have an effect? Will the US people be surprised? Now, a lot of us won't be. The cynical amongst us won't be, and Australians are we're a well-educated, cynical bunch who give our pollies the just desserts. We've got a federal election coming up this weekend, can't wait. Youngest daughter, it's her first time voting in a federal election, so she actually wants to go down and vote in person. We're voting at our local primary school, which is literally 1 block that way. And I have mentioned many times our voting system and compared it to the US. We make voting is compulsory in Australia, but by damn they make it easy for you to vote. Really easy. In comparison, and we have independent bodies that actually draw up the boundaries, that register the people to vote, so there's no suppression, there's no gerrymandering. We have independent commissions against corruption, which don't hesitate to bring down our state governments, and we're hoping to get a federal one very shortly. So our system's not perfect, but by crikey, it's not bad either when we look on the world stage. Now, that's not what I was asking about. What I was asking about, will the live broadcast of the January 6th summary, will Americans on general be surprised at what they learn? Will they be surprised at what they learn? I think those that are politically astute won't be, but she's coming. She is coming. Justice is coming. Actions and consequences. And the magician on the bottom. But will the average American, I'm not talking about those that have a vested interest in politics, I'm talking about the average American, will they be surprised at what they learn? Will they be surprised at what is exposed? Will they be surprised at what is exposed? King of Coins and Strength. So inner strength in the face of the King of Coins. Will the average American be surprised? Will the average American be surprised? Right. Let's have a quick looky. Oh, how's that for a first card out? Inevitable ending, judgment, call to arms, all of the above. Signifier. This is going to be a very significant event. Oh yes, 2 major arcana. But that's going to be a tower moment for those. For some average Americans, it's going to be literally a blow your mind tower moment, and it will be the beginning of breaking down of old structures so that new can be made. But it is going to be about the destruction of current thought patterns for quite a number of Americans. Okay, the word I'm getting yelled at me is it'll be really a catastrophic realization for some, for the average. Base at the moment is it's all a bit happy. It's all a bit sort of happy and celebratory at the moment. I'm really getting a feel of sort of an ignorance at the moment. How do I put this? That they're comfortable in their ignorance, the average American at the moment. They're distracted by the day-to-day, reality TV, the pursuit of happiness, etc., etc., or the external pursuit of happiness is what I'm really getting a feel from that card. In the past, the Hermit, investigation. Boy, has there been some investigation going on. Investigation. Thorough is the word I got yelled at me there. Okay, what we've got here so far, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 cards, major arcana. This is a wake up and take notice reading. Wake up and take notice. The world, a culmination. Things as we know it now coming to an end. And this is the question is will it catch the average American by surprise? And it very much will. It'll be a complete wake up ending for them. They will feel as though they have been battle weary is not the word I'm after. Defeated in battle, but not even defeated, as though that they really need to take a backward step and consider this, because the swords of truth, swords of wisdom, that they really need to take a backward step and consider this. External influences is the truth. Internal influences, well, these are interchangeable because I often get them back to front. Internal and external influences. Okay, yes, I'm getting this. This is the internal. The crown is going to be pierced by the truth. They're going to have their gilded beliefs stabbed through by the exposure of the actions and consequences and the justice system. Hopes and fears, page of coins. This is dreaming big and working hard. It's bringing forward messages of okay. This is very much about bringing forward messages of the money. Following the money trail. That's the hope and that is the fear. That what's going to happen is that the money trail is going to be, messages of it are going to be brought forward. The word that sprung out to me here, Hanged Man, like many cards, they have multiple reading meanings, but the first one that sprung out to me was the sacrificial lamb, going to the sacrifice. There's going to be great anxiety. It's also going to make people view things from a different point of view, and they're going to be quite distraught over having it exposed to them of what has gone on in the past that has been burdensome, and then we have death. So from this burden, so what they're going to find is that people are going to find themselves really quite under the weighed down is the impression I'm getting, weighed down from this truth, from these messages that are coming out, but it is going to lead to an ending and a beginning, an authentic reform. Now, interesting, this one's come out upside down. Now, I don't usually read upside down. I don't shuffle upside down. I check my decks before I start. So this one's obviously meant to come upside down. It is about a difficult decision to be made, a crossroads, an important crossroads that the voters have come to. But this is upside down. So the decision actually has become very easy about which way is the path forward. And then we have the Fool, which is about new beginnings, in stepping out with faith and courage. So what I think is going to happen is that the information, so the question was, is the information that's going to come out going to be a shock to the average American? I'm not talking about me and you. I'm not talking about the astute political people who follow politics regularly, listen to multiple outlets from both sides, and then we make a conscious and informed decision, who we're cynical about what we're actually told, so therefore we go and find our own information. And my real answer to this is yes, very much so. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 major arcana in this reading, which is telling me yes, spot on, and take note that yes, they are. They're going to see things from different point of view. They're going to find it really confronting, really confronting about what's happened in the past, and they're going to find themselves quite burdened by this knowledge, psychologically burdened by this knowledge. However, it will mean authentic reform, as the crossroads that they were at has been the indecision. The indecision has been removed, and they can step forward in faith and trust again. Very much so. Remember these two cards, and these two cards. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, well, now that I've gone for 37 minutes and I haven't touched on the rejection of Trump nominees, Liz Cheney or Kavanaugh, I shall do those tomorrow. So I shall catch you later. Take care, look after yourselves, and stay strong. Stay strong, have the faith, be patient, it will happen, and love to you all. Putting my strength out there for you from Australia. Please keep your sanity. Don't delve into it too much. Find some joys in your life. Celebrate the small things. This will happen. It will happen. Okay. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.